Good morning, welcome to the Sunday Catch-Up. My name's Adam Holmes. I'm a songwriter, singer, a coach from Edinburgh in Scotland. Over the last 15 years, I have done 8 of my own albums, thousands of concerts, built 500,000 followers, had songs in Hallmark movies, Outlander, and on the BBC. And every Sunday I take some time to talk about one thing that I'm overcoming, one thing that I'm struggling with in my journey as a creative coach. I also have a membership site. There's 700 of us in there, and I coach on how to be creatively confident and live a creatively fulfilling life inside of my club. If you want to join, if you're not already in, click the link in the top comment. We are driving down to Pitlochry today from Nairn. We played a concert last night in Nairn. It was a brilliant concert. We've been doing a little run of shows across the last few days. Last one, it's an afternoon show today. And then tomorrow I'm doing some recording. I'm making an album for my friend Tommy, who's a brilliant Irish singer. We're going to make a record together right now, and we're just in the last throes of that, and it's coming together great. So that's really exciting. What else is going on? Well, just been working and really waking up every day and doing my work in the world. And that's what I want to speak to you guys about today, is how to be happy. This is an interesting topic for me because as I see it, so many of us, and myself included for such a long time, we really feel like happiness is a important value to put our energy and attention and effort on, the attainment of happiness. And what I'm going to offer you guys today is a little bit of a different perspective on happiness, and one which you can take away, use this week, and see results in your life. And I believe feel more happy, but maybe not in the way that you are currently thinking about happiness. So hopefully this short episode today is going to give you some different perspectives on what happiness is, how you can be happy. Who am I? Who am I to tell you what I think you can do as someone in the world? What credentials do I have to inform you on how you could achieve happiness? Well, in my 15 years as a creative, self-employed individual, I've made 8 solo studio albums. I've made dozens of albums for other people. I have built a creative confidence membership site with 700 people. I have a regulated nervous system. I have a great relationship with my 7-year-old daughter. I have healthy relationships in my life. I have a good life. I have financial stability. I have created a great life for myself, and I did this from a standing start. I've been one of 8 kids who grew up in, at the time, a rough area of Edinburgh in a 2-bed flat. 8 of us living in a 2-bed flat. I slept in a shed in the back garden. I was addicted to drugs. I was in and out of the system as a younger man, as a teenage boy. I was up against all kinds of problems. I experienced all kinds of trauma. I experienced abuse. I built a life for myself through the lens of creative work in the world, through the lens of overcoming drug addiction, through the lens of going to therapy regularly for 15 years, through the lens of coming from poverty and building financial stability for myself. And so I'm an individual who has created a great life for themselves, doing what they love to do, waking up every day, living the dream, living my own dream, manifesting my own reality, my own perfect reality, my own imperfect reality. And so that's who I am. And I'm going to share with you what I think about happiness and how I think about happiness, and hopefully it can be of some benefit to you. I'm not a perfect human. I'm not the perfect teacher, but what I am is honest, and what I will do is tell you the things that have worked for me and the perspectives that have worked for me. Okay, how to be happy. How I want to preface the discussion today about how to be happy is with a quote I love. The quote is, "The path to heaven feels like hell. and the path to hell feels like heaven. Why is this quote important? Well, when I was addicted to drugs, when I was in terrible relationships, when I was in emotional disharmony and emotional chaos, the irony was it felt like it was the right thing to do. It felt like a good thing to do. Now, on the really, really bad end, this could be things like drug addiction or financial instability. But on the kind of subtler, lower microdose end, it could just be a lot of the relationships that you have. And if you're in a pattern of seeking negativity, and it's a habit in your life, and it was in mine for a long, long, long time. The sort of insidious thing about that is the path to hell will feel like heaven. When you reach for that smoke, when you reach for that drink, when you reach for that text to that person, when you reach for that paycheck, it'll feel in the moment like heaven. But in the long term, where are you headed? And so what I want to offer when you're thinking about happiness, and what's been working great for me, is to play long-term games with long-term people. Last night we went and played a show in Nairn. Was it an absolute sellout? No, but did we make decent money, and did we meet great people, and was the woman who was running it a great person? Absolutely. Will we go back there and build on it? Yes. So the more that I think about my life as building over the long term rather than a kind of extraction process, get the most you can, get the immediate fix and get out of there, the happier I am, the happier my life has become. Here's a few really practical things you can do, and I guarantee you if you do these, you will feel happier. And if you're not already doing these, just implementing them is going to 100% make your life way better. Number one, go for big walks. Let me just define that. I mean over 10k steps a day, like 10 to 15k steps. If you just do that every day, you'll be happier. Number two, want the best for yourself. I want to unpack that slightly. What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is that you could be telling yourself a story of like, I don't really mind, it's okay, I'm happy just having not much money, not much followers, not a nice place to live, I'm happy just in this relationship, I'm satisfied, that's fine, I don't need a lot, I'm okay. Now, if that's actually true, brilliant, good on you, but what I want for you is I want for you to really like your reason. So if your reason is, I don't think I'm good enough to get X, Y, and Z, that's not a good reason. And that's not leading you to a good space. That's leading you to a space of deathbed regret. And what I think every single day when I wake up is, how can I do something that moves me away from deathbed regret? I think that's all that matters. When it's said and done on Judgment Day, when you're lying in your bed looking back on your life, all that matters is, did you go for it? Did you believe that you were worth going for it? So it's not about the attainment of the goal, of the money, of the followers, of the whatever the goal is, of the fat loss, of the better relationships with your friends and family, whatever. It's not about the attainment of the goal. A lot of it is just about the gradual pursuit of the knowledge that you are worth that in the world, that you're worth taking up your little bit of space on the planet and making your little difference. But that's okay. It's okay for you to want that. The third thing you can do to make your life better and be happier is just make stuff. Stop buying stuff. Stop going shopping. Stop consuming stuff. And if you flip the ratio, let's just say your ratio right now is like 80% consuming and 20% making. If you flip the ratio the other way around, your life is going to be better. Your life's going to be way better. I would say 99% of my time is on creating stuff. I wake up and it probably looks unhealthy. It probably doesn't look balanced. Last night I was like, we did the show. I was working all day. We got to the show. I was doing push-ups. We were eating dinner. I was working on my phone. We did the gig. We drove back to the hotel. I went to the bar, I was having a beer. While I was having a beer, I was working on my phone, doing posting, making stuff happen. Then I go to bed, then I wake up, then it's push-ups again, back in the car, filming this, going to do the gig, on a call with someone again. You know, might go and see a movie tonight, but the bottom line is, percentage-wise, I'm just working on my dreams all the time. This is not like a hustle culture, mindless, boring, just like drop ship stuff and just make money. It's not like that. What it is that I know that my life is no use if it's just for me. My life is only useful if it's for others. We'll get into that in a second actually, but if you're in a space of service 90% to 95% of the time, and you're not even focused on how you feel, you'll wind up happy as a kind of byproduct of just that kind of pursuit of that way of living. It's a great way of living. So make stuff. Pour all your energy into making stuff. Relationships, money, and work. Love money. Appreciate money. Know that when you're liking money, all you're doing is opening yourself to the flow of life, right? You're not BP oil. You're not some company that's helping people avoid their taxes. You're just a creative person in the world. So when you pursue money, all you're going to do is open yourself more to life. I just crowdfunded 20 grand. All I've done there is just open myself to a bunch of people who have dreams, who have visions. I'm going to help them get those dreams, create those dreams, make them come true. All I've done is open myself more to the flow of life. Pursuing club members, I'm opening myself more to the flow of life. Doing concerts, I'm opening myself more to the flow of life. So if you're a baker or an artist, you pursuing more money is not going to hurt anyone, and it's ridiculous if you think it will. All it's going to do is create more value. When you understand how money actually works, you're never taking value away from people, you're just adding more value into the world. Every single time I work with someone and I take money from them, I 10x the value in the world in their life. This is one of the paradigm shifts around money and happiness. You're not taking money away from someone unless you're doing really bad business, in which case sort yourself out. But in my case, when I coach people, I create more wealth in the world. They create more wealth. Everyone gets wealthier, everyone gets happier, and it's a beautiful cycle. So if you're doing it right, that's how it's going to be. If you've been thinking about working with me and you've not yet made the leap, what are you waiting for? Let's do it. Next tip, stop watching the news completely. If you're pumping electronic nightmares into your eyeballs for 6 hours a day and you're not happy, just think about that. Of course you're not happy. Stop watching the news completely. It's a means of control. The purpose of the news is to manipulate markets so that people can make money. So if you're watching it and you're not in the markets focused on making money, you are a product. You're being used. Your emotions are being used. And that's not a powerful place to be. That's not where you want to be. If you do want to stay updated on things that are going on in the world, I'm sure there's other ways of doing it, but watching mainstream media is not helping anyone. You're not helping anyone by dysregulating your nervous system. You're not. Nobody is getting any benefit from that, including you. Stop doing it. Just don't do it. The next tip on how to be happy, go to therapy regularly. Imagine for a second you were coming to me with like a black tooth, right? And just going, man, I'm so sad about this black tooth. It's so sore. And I was saying to you, cool, go to the dentist. And you just didn't. And then you just kept coming back, kept coming back, kept coming back. Tell me it's sore. Tell me it hurts. Tell me it's black. It's falling out. Go to the dentist. Go to the dentist. If you had a back issue, go to the chiropractor. If you have a mental health issue, and I'm not talking about, obviously, look, if you have an ongoing mental health disability, as many people I know do, those are things which need managed. Obviously, you then speak to a professional, you get the right medication, What I'm talking about is if your self-esteem is not high enough to create the life of your dreams, it's a fixable problem, guys. It's not some dark art, it's not some mysterious thing. I'm able to take risks in my life because of therapy. That's why. Not because of great conversations with my friends or reading a meme on Instagram. Because of therapy, not because music's my therapy, because of therapy. Go to therapy. If you look around you and you think all your mates are not quite right and they're doing this, they're doing that, go to therapy. It's you. You are responsible. You are 100% responsible. Next time that you start to feel this horrible, out of control, unpowerful feeling, I've got a tip for you. Say to yourself in your mind's eye, I am responsible. Guarantee you it makes you happier. Anytime I've been suffering, anytime I've been struggling, and I, as a little boy, just so you know, was let down by people who really, really should have had my best interests at heart. And guess what? They didn't. Maybe there's people in your life that should have your best interests at heart. But if they don't, and you're a grown-up adult, you're responsible. Make yourself responsible. You'll feel happier when you do. Next one, work out. Are you doing push-ups? Are you doing pull-ups? Are you going to the gym? Are you doing yoga? Are you dancing? Are you walking? If not, and you're not happy, and you're able to do those things, go do them. You'll be happier, obviously. We're physical beings. Our bodies are meant to move. You're meant to move. If you're sitting about eating crisps and overweight and eating chocolate and not moving, and you're saying that you're sad, you have no right to say that you're sad. Of course you're sad. If you had a car and you were just filling it full of seed oil and then trying to drive it around and saying it doesn't work, you have no right to say it doesn't work. Put the right things in there and then look at it. And if at that point it's still not working, then we go to therapy. It's not rocket science. Go to therapy, eat the right stuff, move and sleep right. If you're not doing those things, you don't have a right to talk about bad mental health, unless you have an ongoing mental health condition, in which case you're responsible for ensuring that you speak to the right medical practitioners and get the right medical treatment. Big one, help other people. That's what I was saying earlier. 99% of my life is about service. You're going to have a happier life if you're in a space of service. Another big one, pick things that you value and just do them every day. And when you feel the resistance, I was just chatting to someone that I'm working with the other day, and he said, hey Adam, I noticed that when he's writing, and he said, I noticed it's the weirdest thing. I schedule time to sit down and write, and then I said, I don't really feel like it when I sit and start doing it. And what do you think about that? Let me think. What do I think about that? I don't think anything about that. It doesn't matter. I'd rather eat a hot dog every time I go and write a song. Who cares? It doesn't matter. You have to get into this space of parenting yourself, of talking to yourself, of managing your own mind. I never feel like working. I don't feel like doing this right now. I don't feel like doing gigs. I don't feel like coaching people. I don't feel like learning about stocks and shares and investing and managing money, but I don't feel like doing any of it. I don't feel like doing push-ups. I don't enjoy any of it, but I value all of it. And therefore, every single day I get to wake up and live in alignment with my values and help people. And so I'm happy. Not happy like la-di-da, rainbows, sunshine, lollipops, do whatever I want, be a loser happy, but happy like, wow, I'm really serving, I'm really in a space of service, I really do what I say I'm going to do. That makes me happy. That actually makes me happy. And if you're a grown-up, that's what should make you happy. If you're a grown-up who is just pursuing happiness like Rosa, my daughter, it's her turn to be happy. It's not my turn. It's not your turn. If you're a grown-up, it's your kid's turn. It's your client's turn. It's the people you're helping's turn. Stop focusing on your own happiness. It's making you miserable. Next one, understand what boundaries actually are. Guess what? Boundaries are not your way of controlling people. And if you think they are, you're going to be miserable. If you think a boundary is, yeah, I'll show you, mum. Yeah, I'll show you, dad. Yeah, my ex, I'm showing you. Now I'll control you and you'll see and you'll learn. Nope, that's not what a boundary is. That is not what a boundary is. A boundary is simply a statement of your standard and a consequence which will be implemented if someone steps over your standard. That's what it is. Let me give you an example. If I say to my friend, don't be late because I have a boundary about being late, and then they're late and I go absolutely insane, then that's not a boundary. That's not a boundary. That is me trying to control them. If I say, please be on time, if you're not on time, the consequence is I'm not going to meet you next week. And then in a very undramatic way, I implement that consequence. That's a boundary. If I say to my mum, hey, please don't talk about this matter when we're together, and if you do, I won't show up next time. And then in an undramatic way, I just don't show up next time. That's what a boundary is. Do you understand the difference? A boundary is not a way for you to control the world, because guess what? You can't control the world. If I could, I would totally do it. I would love that. I'd love to be able to control everything. I'm afraid to. I want to control everyone and everything all the time. And I've tried. I have tried so hard, and it doesn't work. So what I would recommend when you're implementing boundaries is use them as a way to state your standard rather than a way to try and control people. And what you're going to notice is when you do that, you feel way happier. Here's 5 questions I want to leave you with, which can help you feel happier. Number 1, what if I don't need to feel happy? To go one step further, what if your pursuit of happiness is making you miserable? What if you're waking up thinking, like, when you think about how to get happy, and I've been there, I used to feel desperate to be happy. I used to be like, God, what do I do? Do I see a movie? Do I buy a new jumper? What do I do? Like I'm running around trying to be happy. Do I get in a relationship? Do I drink? Do I take drugs? Everything that you try and do to make yourself happy is, if it's not something that just aligns with your values, like having a walk or working on a creative project, here's the reality. You've tried all those things. You know that they don't actually make you happy. So you might as well just pick the 5 things, right? See, for me, like I know that seeing my family, doing push-ups, working on my business, making stuff, and going for walks, like if I just do those things every day, it's quite boring a lot of the time. Sometimes it's boring, but they actually make me really happy, because happiness is an ecosystem. It's not just about you. If you're happy and then everyone else in your family, in your unit, around you, in your community is miserable, then what good's that? Like we have a guy in our community who just has left his partner in a really unfortunate way and handled it very badly, right? And he's pursued his immature happiness over the ecosystem, over the balance of the ecosystem, to the detriment of everybody's balance and everybody's happiness. And if he just thought, I don't care about my happiness, I'm a man, I care about my kids' happiness, I care about my family and my community, if he just thought like that, he'd be happy. That's the irony. He's headed to hell on a path that tastes like heaven. So just be on the path that tastes like hell and leads everyone to heaven. Number 2, what if my life was just so aligned to my values that I didn't have time to focus on happiness? This is what I'd recommend. Pick your 5 things, decide what they are, Just do them every day, and who cares about happiness? Try it, trust me. You've tried the other way. Just pick 5 things that align with your values, and then do them for a year, and just don't worry about happiness ever, and actually enjoy suffering, and just see what happens to your life. Number 3, whose peace is more important, mine or theirs? Now, what I want you to think about on this one, this might sound like it's leading in from what I said before about the ecosystem. It's not. What I mean by this is, if you're destroying your peace because you're afraid to go to war with certain aspects of the world, like, one thing my mum taught me, she was amazing for, right? My mum would just come in to the school, guns blazing, like, you guys are wrong, my kid's right, figure it out, later on we'll figure it out. That's how my mum operated. And it felt for me great to have someone in my life. I'm like that with Rosa. If Rosa says to me, that wee kid said something mean to me, I just say to them, I don't like them, I only like you, I only care about you. And that's my attitude with her. Look, is she a kid? Has she kind of manipulated things a bit? Probably. But you need to be so on your kid's side and so on your side that you just unequivocally have your own back. If someone is doing something in your space and it doesn't feel great, who's more important, you or them? Are you going to let people just come and do things in your space that don't feel good for you to protect their well-being and their peace? Or are you going to just say, no, my peace is more important? Because if you're able to manage your own peace, then you can be useful to the ecosystem. So many people I see nowadays that are into politics just are totally dysregulated, and I have zero respect for them. You cannot respect anyone who's dysregulated. So people who are just at war with themselves and at peace for the world, but never mind me, you know? It's a very, very volatile way of living. It has to be peace for me and then peace for the world. It starts in your house, starts in your household. Number 4, what if my attitude is the problem? Big one, huge one for me. For years I just thought, God, why don't these people at my gigs, they don't respect me enough? Why am I not making enough money? This person doesn't know what I've done. My attitude was so bad. Let me tell you, my money got so much better when I improved my attitude, because what if you're the problem? What if it's just your attitude? What if you could just be way better? What if you just need to get way better? What if you're not good enough yet? I've got every reason to be, I came from many disadvantaged places and I could blame a lot of people, but it doesn't get me anything. Even if I get the little bit of pity for a bit and everyone goes, oh God, you had such a hard time, it's okay if you don't do great things because, you had a hard time. Okay, great, I get that pity, but then now what? Well, I still want an impact. I still want to help. I still want an amazing life. So the only choice is to get better, and the only way to get better is fixing your attitude. Your attitude's like a jacket that you can just put on no matter what the weather and feel more equipped. Get a better attitude, go into the world, be polite, be civil, do good work, help people, stop complaining, stop moaning, and make an impact. The 5th and final thought I want to leave you with, or question that I want to leave you with, is what if your fear is a compass? So what if that part of you, I'm afraid too. Every day I feel afraid. Afraid of putting myself out there, afraid of getting on stage, afraid of taking risks. I'm the same. But what if that feeling in your body of fear is the very thing that's leading you exactly where you need to go? God places the best things on the other side of fear. Every single achievement in my life, every single meaningful moment in my life, every single asset that I have is built on a mountain of facing my own fear. And my one superpower in life, and this is what I wish for you too, is just the willingness to experience fear. Because if you're really willing to just experience fear You can get everything that you want in your life. You can help people. But what if it's not about you? It might not be about you. Your journey might not be about you. Your journey might be about your kids, your partner, your family, your friends, community, the people who see you, the people who see your example. I saw a guy one time who I was mates with since I was a kid, and he said to me, man, because I was 17 stone at one point, I lost all that fat, and he said to me, I saw you do that and it helped me realize it was possible, you know? Your example is what matters in the world. That's what I believe. My example is what matters in the world. And it's my genuine hope for you that you can find that fulfillment in your life, not happiness, right? Because what's happiness? You know, it's weather, right? It comes, it goes, whatever. But fulfillment is something that you can be grieving and you can be fulfilled. You can be going through a breakup and you can be fulfilled. You can be having a hard time in your life in any way, shape, or form, and you can still be experiencing fulfillment if you live a life in alignment with your values. And that's what I want for you. That's what I want for you to have in your life. If you want to get coached by me, come and join the club. If you want to get hours and hours of value like this, basically for free, for $1.50, come and join the club. Click the link in the top comment. The May spots for coaching are open now. And if you want to be coached by me, that's possible until September. So don't miss out on that. If you want me to come and play a show in your local area, if you want to work together on a show, if you can think of a cool venue or a church, you can think of getting your community together, 50 people, 60 people, we'll come and do a show for you. Reach out, we've got a PA, we've got lights, we've got everything, we'll come to you, let's do it. Guys, best of luck to you, have a great week, and thanks for listening. Catch you soon.